Hey guys, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, something's really wrong. Something's really wrong today. Oh my god! Today we're going to be ranking all 4 of the Insidious movies, because we just don't know what the heck is going on with Insidious 5, so I thought, hey, let's make another Insidious video to keep the hope alive that this 5th film is going to come out sometime. But before I get into that, I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Alright, let's get into it. So coming in 4th place, but not last place because it's still a great movie, is Insidious Chapter 2. Don't get me wrong, I know this is like one of the scariest in the series. A lot of people really love Chapter 2, but my big problem with it is the villain. In the first film, it was pretty ambiguous that this character was just kind of a creepy old lady that was haunting Patrick Wilson's character, but then you find out that it's actually kind of a transphobic plotline, which I'm just not a big fan of. So it kind of sucks that we have a kind of a recent movie that villainizes people who are trans, and that just kind of sucks. That just ruins this movie for me a little bit. I never approve of that in movies because I just don't believe that personally. Some positives with this movie though is that we actually do see the Lambert family, unlike the other 2 sequels. I love all of them, they're all great actors and actresses, but just because of that one problem, it kind of makes this my least favorite Insidious film. Coming in 3rd place is Insidious Chapter 4, or Insidious the Last Key as it's actually titled. See, this is a pretty close race up here at this point, just because I love all 4 of these movies. They're great films. Insidious Chapter 4 though, my big problem with it is that it kinda has a plot line that is just all over the place. Whole bunch of different things going on in this movie. Besides that though, it's a terrifying film and has a great monster, probably better than even the 1 and 3. Great jump scares throughout, and it's really cool to see more of Elise's background in this film as well. Coming in 2nd place is Insidious Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is just one of the most underrated horror films of all time, in my opinion. And you know what, y'all can fight me on that, but Chapter 3 is incredible. It's probably the most produced of the entire series. You can tell it has a little bit higher of a budget. One of Leigh Whannell's first directing credits as well. This film is so terrifying, almost scarier than the first one. It's just relentless with its scares, it's the creepy imagery. When the dude jumps out the window and then the girl looks over the edge and he's just right there, just hanging out. That's horrifying. The hand that kind of just shoots down out of nowhere and scares you. This movie is riddled with scary jump scares and visuals, and I'm a big fan of it. Also, it has a pretty cohesive plot too, which is good. It's good for a PG-13 horror film. Not a lot of those have that. And then of course, coming in 1st place, the movie that I talk about all the time, and you're probably sick of me talking about it, is the first Insidious film. One of my all-time favorites. As it goes for PG-13 horror films, they're pretty much a plague. Rarely are these movies good. They're usually just put out there so that you can have a wider audience for a horror film. They're easy to make. You make them relatable to teens, and you know, they like them. They like going to see them for date night horror movies so that they can smooch up on their babe or whatever, but overall they're just usually not great films. There are multiple exceptions, Insidious being one of them. I think this is a terrifying and fun horror film to watch over and over again. You can catch a whole bunch of things that you missed in the film as well. Like the first time I watched it, I would have never noticed that creepy little boy standing in the laundry room turned around. But 2nd, 3rd viewing, you might notice that. You can also see a drawing of Billy the Puppet in Patrick Wilson's classroom, which is really cool. One of the many Billy the Puppet Easter eggs, by the way, in Leigh Whannell's films. And of course, the thing that I love so much about this movie is our boy, Lil Lippy Boy. The lipstick demon is something that haunts my nightmares, has haunted my nightmares since 2010. I'm genuinely still terrified and believe that he's real. You can't see, but I have a closet over here in my room where I film my videos, and sometimes I just look at it at night and I imagine that he's just standing there pointing his creepy little creaky finger at me. I love this film. I've seen it 100 times. I could almost go line for line from it. But like I said, rare exception to the PG-13 horror films that just kind of usually suck. I just watched this movie Pulse. This is my return pile for movies right now, and yeah, Pulse it's a terrible, forgettable 2008 horror film. It just sucks that a lot of those movies are just kind of trash. But then, you know, you got the exceptions, like I believe Paranormal Activity is PG-13, Sinister, Insidious, but it's great when you can have those films that are just still great. They don't have to have blood and gore or terrifying deaths or anything to be great horror films still. If anything, I think it's harder to make a great PG-13 horror film than it is to make a R-rated one. So what do you guys think about my ranking? Do you agree or do you disagree? Leave me something in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my ranking of all 4 of the Insidious films. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KilljoyJake1 and on Instagram at Killjoy_Jake. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.